Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, last session we did say we have a problem with the camera, which we need to look into. We also have some updates here. This is intentional. In general, this was not changed. Issue is char m buffer, which is of size any char max chance line and 0 hour, but not in generals. Was there any reason for it? So I wanted to play it safe. And buffer. But it's for debugging. Okay, well then. Okay. 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 Okay, then I guess that's fine. Then we will rename to refactor. Refactor. Okay. Oh, these are all pending. I just realized. Oh. Right. I didn't submit these. New line. Right. What happened here? annotations have been changed in this file. This is intentional. I think otherwise this does not release here as it did before. Annotation has changed here. what's going on here with the indentation. Indentation has changed. This refactor needs another pass. Something went wrong with the indentation of code, and behavior has changed. Yeah, I don't know why there's so many errors here in this change. Maybe it's AI generated and AI screwed it up. It shouldn't have this many errors. I'm surprised. I know it's like the second or third review pass I do on this, and there's still so many errors. It's very important when we're doing refactor, you have to be very diligent and like definitely like sometimes it's okay to like change behavior when it's negligible. Like sometimes you make a refactor and you accept that some behavior is changed, but it's not mission critical, right? This sometimes happens, but typically you do a refactor and the logic is not expected to change at all. And sometimes it changes in non-meaningful ways, but it should not change in a way that it changes the way the product works or introduces new bugs, of course, right? So typically refactor is the safest if you can guarantee or if you're confident that behavior has not changed. Right? And right now I don't see that here. It looks to me like behavior would change because it wouldn't it wouldn't destroy certain things. Like, here before it would delete the animation and now it would not. Why? Same here. There's some back object seen and yeah, I don't know. Let me add a question mark missing. Yeah, so something, indentation needs fixing and the ref counting replacements, they need fixing as well. Yeah. It's easy to make mistakes here with ref counting. Like you make one mistake and the program crashes. So you cannot afford to make a mistake here. It's not good. It's too easy to make mistakes. Yeah. just as many mistakes as I do have here in my camera code. Okay, so what did we do wrong here in the camera? So we know we have a bug with the camera moving when it's teleported with the scripting. now the question is, what did we change to introduce this bug? I have no idea. I don't even know where to start looking. How about so it is moving height, right? Recut camera. Why is this happening? Okay, how about we... Maybe we check if it's caused by the zooming. Yeah, let's remove this code here. Disable this code. Should probably give a compiler now because of this here. Okay, let's see if this is compiled out, if we still have this movement. Oh my gosh, this will be hard to figure out. It would have been helpful if we had like clean commits. If we don't have clean commits in this change, it's just a mess. It's just a massive mess. It's really bad. Yeah. The Wild West. Okay, well, at least it's easy to test, so that's good. Aha. Okay, so that has avoided the issue. So it is somehow related to the zooming. Okay. Okay, then let's do the following. We put a breakpoint here. Okay, that's already a good lead. It is related to zooming. Let's see why. That's certainly new. CNN. There we go. So, desired zone 0.08. The current zoom is 0.99. Get desired zoom, how is this calculated? Get desired height. Yeah. Ground level plus that. Ground level. Ground above. Camera offsets it. Oof. I think we need a new branch. Yeah. Okay, so so it wants to adjust the zoom. Desired zoom. Okay, so the question is, why was this not happening in the original game then? Why is it happening now but not before? So we have height above ground is set to this. We didn't change this. This is per the original. Okay, how about I would say first step we stash this. We create a new branch. Work in progress. Fix camera. Okay, then we now cherry pick these changes. Cherry pick. And we don't create a commit, we just cherry pick them. Okay, so these guys are now all together bundled. And now we can do we keep them unstaged or it's quite a lot. Here, so this was the original. Let me compile again. Let's submit this stage. Okay, then let's do a check out this commit, the original one. The before, I mean. Okay, now we put breakpoint here and here. Only do positive. Oh man, it looks like Ugh. The camera code is hard here. Never works. Okay, so basically we want to see now if the cutscene would trigger this code before we applied any changes. Yeah. Okay, USA, easy. It is not zooming. Okay, interesting. Okay, it's not hitting. Why not? Let's put a breakpoint here. Hide above ground. True. Did scripted movement. True, true, true. How about we put a breakpoint here for not did scripted movements conditions. Let's restart. Stop. There we go. Okay. Desired height 34.74. Height above ground -2.6. Desired height 34.7. Desired zoom 0.1. Zero. Zoom adjust. Zoom. Desired zoom. Okay, so it looks weird to me that the desired height is this. Wait, hold on. What is the current height? This is camera. Hmm. So the zoom is 0.14. 0.14. Terrain height under camera 37. Terrain height under camera. Desired height. I have no idea. Maybe the bug first and foremost is that this one is false. Did scripted camera movement. Like, why is this false? Aren't we scripting camera right now? Maybe. Did scripted movement true? If we aren't frozen for debug, allow the camera to follow scripted movements. Update camera movements. Maybe we're missing something in here. Did update. Doing zoom camera, pitch, rotate. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Which is the same amount that we have here. Rotate, waypoint, pitch, zoom, scripted camera lock. Zoom, pitch, rotate, waypoint, scripted camera lock. The same things. So it's the same condition essentially. This is just doing the same as this. So why is this false then? Because all these are false. Camera lock invalids. I wonder if there's another condition that tells us that we are currently in a scripted camera. Because clearly we are, right? The camera is somewhere there in a cutscene. It has been teleported somewhere. So we didn't leave the scripted movement yet. There's a condition missing here, I believe. So we did change some logic here, which caused to reveal this issue, but I think the root issue is that we are in scripted movement, but it doesn't recognize it as doing scripted movement or scripted, being in a scripted camera. Maybe scripted movement is a wrong term here, because we don't want to do anything in scripted camera, no matter if it's static or moving. Even if it's static, we wouldn't want to mess with the scripted camera, right? And so it's an assumption that we can put the camera static somewhere and just leave it there, right? And then this code here would not do its zooming because we just want to put the camera somewhere and leave it there. Leave it alone. So I think that's a core issue here. So the question is, why? But then why? Okay, so that's the one thing. Then the other question is, why does this cause no harm here, but does cause harm with our new code? Harm in quotes. Doesn't actually harm, it's just visually different. I don't know. It would go in here. We are not scrolling. Yeah. We would go in here. We did change. We did change. I think I know why. Because originally this camera Z thingy here, it would only update when we where's this updated? Let me see. It's being here on init height map, move along waypoint, and where else? Move along waypoint. So basically, it is being updated in special events only. Yeah, move along waypoint path. But now we update it every time the camera. So basically, this value now does. yeah, I think the issue is that we changed this so that this is like, it doesn't need like this update here, which is a net benefit, right? So it makes the logic simpler. I don't know how to explain it. So this was conditionally updated before when we called move along waypoint path, or when doing init height for map, right? I'm surprised that it's only these two. It's actually interesting. Right. That's actually interesting. Camera height. Why was it updated here then? Who knows? I suspect this does nothing, because as long as this one, the Z doesn't change, this one changes nothing. Yeah, okay, so basically a camera offset Z was always static, and that's why we don't have this. So, okay, but I think the root issue here is that did scripted camera movement is not updating. Okay, let me do the following. Go back into this branch, check out. So we need to fix that. Okay. The question is how? How? I don't know why this P is large here. Okay, so how can we tell if we how can we tell that we are in scripted camera? That's a big question. How do we do that? So we have camera mod. Is camera slaved? Doing scripted camera. Doing zoom camera, pitch camera, rotate camera, move camera on waypoint. Camera arrived at waypoint on path flag. What about this? Okay, how about we do compile first. This can be tricky. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we need to somehow have a better detection whether we are in the scripted camera or not. This one doesn't suffice. Yeah. Did scripted movement. This function is this called anywhere else? It's not. Just called here. Nope. There's another one. Okay, so how do we do this? I don't know. So we could go by these letterboxes, say that if the letterboxes are active, that then this must be camera. Actually, that's a good idea. Like, let's see if there's anything near these letterboxes. Here, display is letterbox. Like, who is enabling this? Who is enabling this? Toggle letterbox. Set zoom limited. What is this? This is not a script API to prevent cheat. Set zoom limited. Yeah, the problem is we can't make any assumptions about letterbox. Like, we could have scripted camera and not use letterbox, right? So I was hoping that maybe it gives some idea, but I don't think so. Look at reset pivot to ground, scroll. Move camera to. Okay, we need to do another check where we put the breakpoint. And here, and we take a look at the state of the tactical view and see if there's anything interesting looking in its state. Yeah. I hope that there is some way we can recognize that this is not a player controlled camera. Well, we could check, for example. Maybe there's something we can check with a player, like maybe when the I don't know what the state of players is and so on, but there must be some state somewhere that tells we are in scripted camera. I just don't know yet what that is. So I was wondering, like, if we look at the player lists. If we look at local player, the player, America, USA, money 30,000. Oh, Jesus. So this guy says handicap. What is this? Player, play index site, money, upgrade list radar, disable proof, blah blah blah. Color, night color. Nope. Let's search for input. Disable scripted input disabling. What is this? Scripted input. What? Scripted. If true, script commands can't disable input. Do disable input. I wonder if this is called. Yeah. Let me do a restart. It is called. Set input enabled. False. Okay, so this is one indicator. If the input is disabled, or this function was called. Yeah, I mean, if the input is disabled, then and the camera is moved, then it must be scripted movement, right? Yeah. save waypoint. Okay, so it is something, but it's not ideal yet. We need something that is super robust. Okay, let me put a breakpoint in here, yeah. And let's get that to hit, and let's take a look at the state inside the W3D view. Okay, there we go. Good. So watch this. Okay, so what do we have? Doing camera rotate? No. Pitch? No. Zoom camera? No. Script the camera lock? No. Camera move along waypoint? No. Arrived at waypoint? No. Freeze time for camera? No. Camera has moved since request. What is this? Camera has moved. Camera has moved since request. Camera has moved since request. What? What the screen to terrain? What? So there's a cache here. So apparently this stuff is so expensive that they built a cache for this. Okay. Interesting. So I'm thinking maybe what we can do is we say, if we have been doing scripted camera, then we recognize that we are in a scripted camera. Yeah. And then we save the state that we have been doing scripted camera movement. We're not actively doing it right now, but we have been doing it previously. And it will only alter that state if we do user input camera movement to recognize now we're not doing scripted camera anymore. This is something we could do maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so let's take a look at, oh, man, this code is so complicated here in the camera. So, doing pitch camera. So it's being set to true here, pitch camera. Pitch camera, pitch. Pitch camera. Yeah. Pitch camera. So maybe what we can do is pitch. So so when we scroll, where is it? Here. If we scroll, or if we change the angle or the pitch or the zoom, then all these things are user inputs that eliminate the side above grounds. I mean, it already has it here. False. Look at. pitch camera. False. So it's set angle, set pitch, default pitch, height above ground, so. So I have an idea that in all the user inputs that we can do, scrolling, changing angle, pitch, default pitch, look at, yeah, maybe. So all these things, we deactivate or we signal that we no longer do scripted movement, but we do user movement. And then yeah. That could work. It's a bit scary, but it could work. Yeah. Okay. I probably want to do it next session. I would like to end it here. Yeah. Okay. We have a plan. Let me write down a to do here. To do mark. Put all these script settings into a new function and mark view as user input movements. Then cancel user input state once any of these are set true in the update function. In update function, once any of these are set true. Yeah, this is what we should do. I think this might fix the problem. Okay. Good. Then Good. I will end here. Next session we will try this out and see if that works. Okay. Good. We have a plan. All right, then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.